What's happening, guys? I'm back with another video. Um, I'm just gonna fire right away, let loose in this video. So, I'm gonna do some reflecting on my life. I hope this video can inspire some of you guys. I hope this video can open some of your guys' eyes to see the truth about your past and the truth about some situations, maybe. But basically, whenever I was younger, I had a lack of understanding when it came to my life and didn't really understand what was going on or what was happening. And at the age I'm at right now, looking back on my life, reflecting on my life, learning, growing, developing, I understand my past like so good. And just so you know, it's important to understand your past so you can heal from it and grow from it and go beyond it. And what you will realize is the truth will set you free. Okay? The truth is going to set you guys free if you know the truth to every situation and know that certain shit was not your fault. Certain things that happen is out of our control. And there's certain things that happen to us that we just might not quite understand in the moment, but we can look back on it and understand it and then grow. So what I realized when I look back at my life, I was basically used my entire life. And it's because of the people that I grew up around. It's because of the people that I associated myself with. Right? I feel like so many people in my life use me. And this happens. And this had happened to me from a very young age. I feel like I was used as a newborn baby. I was used as a young kid for happiness, for specific people, for parents. I feel like they used me for happiness to cover holes in their own life, which is not a healthy thing for anybody to do. This is unnecessary attachment. This is codependency. This is very toxic. So this is what happened to me. I feel like people want to try to own you, control the way you think, control the way you live your life, control you in every aspect. They're very controlling people because they're very insecure and needy people. Very, very needy people and controlling people. Understand this. They're insecure, so they're going to project all their insecurities onto you. They're fearful, so they're going to project all their fear onto you. If they couldn't do something, you can't do something either. This is the way these people think, and it's very toxic. I grew up around this bullshit, guys. I grew up around this bullshit. And I broke free out of all of it. Even when it came to friends, I was used in a lot of certain situations that I was in. And even with family members, I was used for money from some of my closer cousins that I used to have in my life. Big time. I got stolen from. Like, shit like this happened. Hundreds of dollars stolen from. Point blank period, I feel very used to this day. I'm not like, shit like this doesn't happen today, I don't mean that, but like, to this day, as I live today, when I look back, I can easily tell that I was used. Easy. And it does not bother me. I see it for what it is. I move past it and I grow and I get rid of all these people that did this. I have no time for that bullshit. What has happened cannot be taken back. I cannot fix the mistakes I made, because even in saying all this, a lot of it was my own mistake, because we don't have to let anybody use us. What allowed this to happen was my lack of understanding and my lack of knowledge. And I basically allowed it to happen. And we have to see it for that too. But it's like, I got brought up this way. I got brought up to be this way, to let people do this, to bend over backwards for people when they won't do the same for me. I basically got taught to do this. And I feel like it was always hard for people to use me, because I was always naturally a smart guy. But there were some crafty individuals that did get their way with me, and I see all of it for what it was. I completely eliminated all this bullshit that ever happened in my past, and I grew past all of it a long ass time ago. It's not like I just learned about this yesterday. I knew this shit for a long time now, guys, probably like half a decade. I've been on my shit like since 19. And since I was about 18 and a half-ish, around this age, I really started to put my foot down around this time, and all this shit stopped happening. And I slowly started to weave out everything that was not meant to be in my life, and it did me wonders. The more you eliminate this bullshit, the more you thrive in your own life. And the more you have this bullshit that is in your life, the more it's going to bring you down and keep you down, and you're going to stay down, and you're going to stay right where you're at, and you're going to be miserable. You cannot let anybody walk all over you in this life. And I mean nobody. You can't let anybody use you for nothing. Because I don't let one single person on the face of this planet today use me for shit. For nothing. I know my value. I have all my shit together. What does anybody else bring to the table? You know what I mean? You want to be friends? You want to be... You want me as a spouse? You gotta show me something too. I got all my shit in order. What do you got? Because there's lots of these people that just try to weasel their fucking way into your life just because they want something. Some girl might just try to come into your life so she can now be in your life, use you for maybe money, use you for sex, move on to somebody else. There's girls out there that do this. There's guys out there that do this as well. There's friends that'll use you for money. There's friends that will use you for resources. There's friends that'll use you for drives. There's all types of this shit going on in the world. And I don't let nobody do any of this shit to me. I don't go out of my way for nobody that doesn't deserve it. Because I know for a fact these people wouldn't budge for me. So why the fuck would I do anything for any of these people? Right? Like I said there, I'm not saying everybody, because there's some people I'm not on bad terms with, but like I still won't do like stuff for them just because I don't fully trust them. But it's not like I'm on bad terms with them. I just don't trust them. So I'm not gonna fucking do this bullshit. I'm not gonna give you a whole bunch of shit. I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of favors for you because you're not showing me nothing either. So you're gonna have to do something too, because I did this shit before. I learned. I'm not gonna make these mistakes again, because honestly, guys, I did a lot of things for people without the expectation of getting something in return. I did things out of the kindness of my heart for certain individuals. Didn't expect nothing back. But then these people backstab you. That shit hurts. Because you literally felt it in your heart doing something good for these people, and they literally backstab you. It's not a good feeling when this shit happens. That's another reason why I'm wary. It's not just because of money. It's not just because of like, I don't want to go out of my way for somebody to spend money that's coming out of my wallet, that's coming out of my credit cards, debit cards. It's not just because of that. It's because of what can happen when you actually do something out of the kindness of your heart for somebody else. That shit hurts whenever you do something for somebody and then they backstab you, or they do something negative towards you in any way, shape, or form, this shit hurts. That's why I don't do any of this shit. If there's a good person with good intentions, and I know this for a fact, I will do something out of the kindness of my heart for this person. No doubt about it, because I can just tell with some people. But if there's questions, if I have questions in my head about a certain individual, I ain't gonna do it. Because they gotta eliminate those questions out of my head in order for me to do anything. And it's not too hard to do that. You just gotta be about some real life shit. You gotta be about something. You gotta have your head on right. Because these people that don't deserve shit. They're just little mooches. So eliminate them from your life. You're gonna be a lot happier. And none of this bullshit is gonna affect you. I don't want any more bullshit to affect me in my life when it comes to people. I don't want beef with anybody. I just avoid people. I just avoid certain individuals. I don't want beef. But if you want beef, if you got a problem, we can settle it. We can come face to face. We can do whatever you want to do. You want to fight me? Let's go. Let's get on the mats. What do you got? You know what I mean? I don't like people that just fucking, they're starting shit behind your back, but they don't want to say nothing to your face. It's fucking, it's childish, it's ridiculous, it makes zero sense. I just avoid people like this altogether. You can't win with them. They're little crybaby bitches. And they'll remain this way for the rest of their lives until they make a fucking change. Take their head out of their ass. You know what I'm saying? Life gets better when you don't have no bullshit people in your life. It gets a whole lot better. And it also gets a whole lot better when you don't deal with no crazy ass girls. That's something else that highly affected me in my life, was just wanting a girlfriend. I used to actually want a girlfriend. I don't want a girlfriend anymore. I want the right thing that makes sense for me. That's what I want. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I'm going to go looking for it. I ain't going to do that. You know what I mean? You can't want certain things. You might want certain things, but like you can't look at it this way. You have to look at your own life and your own self and understand that whatever makes sense for you makes sense for you. Because if you don't have it right now, it doesn't make perfect sense. It'll come when it's time to come. And if it doesn't come, it's not the right time. If it never comes, it was never meant to be. This is how it is. Because yes, I imagine every single person on this planet would want a specific somebody. They would want this. But you can't think of it this way. I clearly want it too, but I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm not doing any of this bullshit. It doesn't matter, because it's going to come when it's going to come. And this is the way you guys got to think. This is the way it has to be. And it'll be this way forever, for every single one of us. We all want millions of dollars. Anybody who says otherwise is lying. Of course we do. But if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And that's just the way it is. When it comes to every single area of your life, you're going to get what you need at every specific time that you really need it. And whatever comes, comes. Whatever goes, let it go. Right? Don't hold on to bullshit people that's not supposed to be in your life. Just because you don't want to be alone. Be alone. Get better. Do better. Get busier. Be busy 24/7. Don't sit around thinking about all this shit that you don't have. It does no good for nobody. And this is just the way of life, that you have to see life this way. Because this is really how it is. Like, certain dreams that I had, certain things that I seen happening for myself growing up, I completely let go of those thoughts, because something that we do to ourselves is we have certain expectations. I had expectations of how my life would go. Used to. I used to think I knew exactly how life would go. I thought it'd be a whole hell of a lot easier than it went. A whole lot smoother. And it's so far from the truth. And life is really gonna hit you in the fucking face. It's gonna. Because nothing is perfect. This is just how it is. And it will forever be this way. And you're also going to get surprised in different ways as well. I've surprised myself in life in positive ways, not just negative ways. There's a lot of negative things that took me by surprise and hurt like hell, but there's also a lot of positive things that I did not see coming from a mile away that has happened that was good. So like, you have to take the good with the bad. And that's just how it is. You might think good things will happen for you in a certain way, but it doesn't happen in the way you thought. And good things can happen for you in a different way that you didn't even see coming. But it happens and you're like, oh shit, this is actually pretty good. And the same thing with negative shit. You might not see negativity coming. You might not think some bad things are going to happen, but it does. And you just have to take it head on and keep pushing forward. So, I'm going to cut this video off now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant here. So, the meaning of this video is to look back at your past and try to master it. Try to see every single thing that's ever affected you or phased you or shook you for what it really is. Because I guarantee you, almost none of it is your fault. Almost none of it came from you. Like, other people affect us the most. Other people create the most negativity in our own lives. And it's up to us to eliminate this. It's up to us to understand that we also allowed certain things to happen that we didn't have to let happen. Right? Our happiness is in our own two hands. We can't depend on anybody else for our happiness. We can't have this codependent type of mindset. We have to stay grounded. We have to stay ourselves. We can't lose ourselves by trying to get somebody to come into our life to fill a hole, because we are the hole. We have to fill ourselves up full gas tank. That's what we have to do. Because most people live their lives like half empty or like 3/4 empty. They're waiting for somebody to come in their life to fill up a huge hole, to fill themselves up. But you know what happens when you do this? You're creating unhappiness in your life, because when they leave, now you're pretty much all the way empty. This is how it happens. You have the ability to fill yourself up full, and it's what you got to do. So I'm cutting this video off now, guys. I'll be back with another video, like always. Until next time, I'm out.